Hi, thanks for joining us. On the last video, I reviewed that for homework, I'm only assigning question 2, 4, 10, 12, and 13 on the part 2 side. So remember to combine this with what you did for homework for part 1 and any notes you took in class, and you're going to turn the whole thing into me when I see you at the beginning of next week. So let's do it. On this video, we're just going to do question 10 and 13. And I'm actually going to change it. So if you worked it out with 60, that's totally okay. I'd also like to make it, the question gets a little bit easier if I change the belt to make a 30-degree angle with the ground. So both question 10 and 13 are talking about conveyor belts. So let's think about how to start a question like this. It says a conveyor belt is going from the first floor to the second floor. So it must be going up, and it's carrying supplies. So if you can imagine the conveyor belt going up from the first floor to the second floor, kind of like an escalator in a mall. And it says that the conveyor belt is 26 feet off the ground. So this would be an altitude, so that's why we have a right angle. And they said that the conveyor belt makes a 60-degree angle with the ground. Well, that actually makes the problem a lot harder. It's a little nicer if, and I'm kind of rewriting the conveyor belt, because again, on the test, I'd like to make it a little bit easier. The conveyor belt makes an angle of 30 degrees, even though it says 60 on our study guide. And so that's tough. And we ran out of time to show a tough one. So to make it easier, it's way easier if our short leg, we definitely have a 30, 60, 90, so that's short leg, long leg, hypotenuse. It's way easier if our short leg is a number, like just the letter X. Our long leg is X times the square root of 3, and our hypotenuse is 2 times whatever that number is. So if I make the short leg 26, instead of how the problem was originally written, where the long leg was 26, I had a lot of yucky algebra to do. This frees us up a little bit. Okay, so if our short leg is 26, that means our long leg would have to be 26 times the square root of 3, and our hypotenuse would have to be 52, because 26 times 2 is 52. So let me fill this in here. 26 times the square root of 3 and 52. Okay, so the first part of the question, question A, is how long is the conveyor belt? So it looks like the conveyor belt would be 52 feet. Now part B states, how long would it take for an item to move up the belt if it travels 60 feet per minute? Okay, so it actually sounds a little harder than it is. If I know something is 52 feet long and it travels 60 feet in 1 minute, then we can convert here into minutes. We want our answer in minutes. It says how long to the nearest tenth of a minute does it take the supplies to go? So notice here, feet cancel, and our answer will end up being in minutes. And when I take 52 divided by 60, I get 0.8667. Now they said I can round to the nearest tenth. So that's the 10th place. So I'm going to round to the nearest 0.9 minutes. Awesome. Now I'm going to do it again. So question 10 and 13 are pretty much the same question. So it's just going to be good practice. Maybe you want to pause the video and try 13 on your own and then play and see if you did it right. When we look at the question again, it says there is a conveyor belt traveling from the first floor to the second floor. And it actually says it makes a 60-degree angle. And again, that's going to make the question quite a bit harder. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to make the 60-degree conveyor belt. And I'm going to change that to a 30-degree angle from the ground of the conveyor belt. Okay, so if this is 30 degrees, now they've changed the height of the conveyor belt off the ground to 21 feet. So that would be the altitude, so that's good. That would be 60. And I have 3 different size angles that are 30, 60, 90. So we have a short leg, a long leg, and a hypotenuse again. Our short leg is x, long leg is x times the square root of 3, and the hypotenuse is 2x. So now we've made the short leg, the side opposite the 30-degree angle, 21, which would make the long leg 21 times the square root of 3, and the hypotenuse 42, because 2 times 21 is 42. So let's fill this information in. Now it says, how long is the conveyor belt? So this is actually almost identical to the last question, 42 feet. Question B says, if the belt moves at 45 feet per minute, how long to the nearest tenth does it take the supply? So 42 feet. And this time it's traveling at 45 feet per or in 1 minute. So to convert, we take 42 divided by 45 feet. So they've changed the speed, so we'll do that. I get 0.9333 minutes. Okay. Now they said I can round it to the nearest tenth of a minute, and that's the tenths place. So that's interesting. I got this very different question as far as different numbers here, but I got the same answer. So that's interesting. So it seems to travel. This one travels a lot more feet per minute. Thanks for joining me. Also, I'm going to post another video, and it's just more help for the front of the study guide. It's not assigned, it's not homework, but just extra help because next class is the test. Best of luck in your studies.